All right, let's go. What's up, people? Welcome back to Us versus Life. And today we're going to talk about chance versus change. And, of course, like I've been saying for a while, it's very hard to get schedules aligned to get the subject matter experts to come on. But they are coming. They want to help. They want to share their knowledge. It's definitely there. Trust me. Um, it's just about the scheduling. But anyway, I want to come back and talk to you guys about chance versus change. Uh, in the meantime, if that's okay, I hope it is. I hope it'll be beneficial. And here we go. So, what we're talking about, chance versus change. I like to get straight to the point for the most part. So, the chance becomes you didn't know what um, situation you would come into, right? If you did know, please put that in the comments because I would love to see someone that had the decision to choose. Otherwise, most of us didn't know what situation we would come into. We were just given it. That's a chance. You could have been given a situation where you were a uh, whatever. you know, I don't want to start naming things, but I hope you understand. Let's just say you could be given a situation where everything is great, or you could be given a situation where everything's not great, or in between, right? That's the chance. Now, the change. Let's talk about the change because that's the most important thing, right? Uh, if you agree with that, hopefully. So you got the chance, you got lucky, or you got unlucky. Now the change. What are you going to do about the chance you were given and the outcome? Are you going to try to change it, or are you going to do what? What are you going to do? So that's the great thing about the chance versus the change is there's opportunity to do something about it. Now, does that guarantee you that you're going to get to a better place? Because that's usually where people want to go. Or does it guarantee you're going to make things worse? No, it just depends, right? And that's the complexities of life. So anyway, now that we've established that a little bit, if we could kind of talk, because that's the premise, right? What chance were you given, and what change can you make, and then you compare the two and contrast and do the best you can, which is all we can really do. As the old saying goes, you can only play the hand you were dealt most of the time. Most of the time. But anyway, let's talk a little bit and let's kind of get into some more details, right? So when it comes to where you are right now, a good question becomes always, I think, is are you happy? Right? Because if you're happy, it doesn't matter what chance you were given, what change you were made. You're good with where you are. Let's say you're unhappy, right? So you got happy versus unhappy. Those are like two ends of the scale. What we can do is, before we go there and start talking about the unhappiness for a second, we can say what level. And if you listen to the other videos, you understand that. You understand that we are big on levels over here. Because that's really what it is. Not everything's the exact same. It's not black and white, so to speak. So, anyway, What level are you on? Are you at a 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, 3? Are you at a positive 10, a positive 15? How happy are you uh, with your life, right? And then it becomes, um, do you know anybody, anyone that is mostly happy with their life, right? Because this is a good question to ask because, your own individual experience is just that. But if someone else says, no, life is amazing, then, only thing I could suggest at that point is you try to draw some type of energy and goodness from that and say, oh, well, life is good for that person. It may not be good for me, but it is good for someone, and I am happy for them, which in turn, what happens is you get some level of happiness. That's the way it works. That's what you have to remember. That's the unified um, way that this works, right? It's like it's all together and connected. So unless if you want to disprove that, you have to show me a time where everything and everybody was at the same level. See, that's I don't know. If you can do that, please put that in the comments, and we would love to see it. But otherwise, what I understand to be true is that, if I'm super rich, there's probably someone that's super poor, unfortunately, right? So the question we have to start asking ourselves, I think, is how do we balance that, right? As best we can. Like, do we think we can eliminate it? It doesn't seem probable that we can. So, can we balance it a little bit better? Would be the question. And then going from there, just kind of specific, but what we're talking about is what has been your experience and what is your perspective of your experience, right? Because if you think that everybody's life is like so great and grand, then maybe you don't know. And ignorance is okay, but stupidity is where we start to re-examine what's going on, okay? Because we all don't know something, but if we know some things, then we still choose the opposite, which is usually, not usually, but which can be the wrong thing, right? I'm not saying that people always choose wrong things, but if you're choosing the wrong and you know better, that's where stupidity comes in. But if you're choosing the wrong and you don't know better, that's just ignorance. And anybody can be susceptible to that, right? So that's just the way that works. Well, anyway, so when we look at the chance we were given, any one of you may have been born into a great situation or a less than great situation. And then any one of you could have turned that situation and changed it, chance and change, right? You changed it into a totally different situation, whether for the better or the worse. So what we want to do is highlight that. Understand that just because you were given a great chance, that doesn't mean it's going to continue. Just because you were given a bad chance doesn't mean that's going to continue, right? This is important. This is how life works. So when we do that, if we're thinking about things in a certain way, and hopefully we are, see what you will do is you will have some humility about it, and you'll say, I jumped off a high platform and I landed high. Okay, you started at a great point. I jumped off a low platform and I went way up. Okay, you did something great. Either way, the point becomes for us to help each other and to build upon that help and until um, you know who we are helping is doing way better, uh, if we are in a good place, equivalent to where we are, and equivalent to where they would like to be, assuming their expectations are reasonable, right? And then there's levels where a person's expectation could be higher or lower. But it's just about, simply put, we don't have to overcomplicate it. Helping each other. All right? So hopefully that made sense. Chance versus change. And hopefully we will continue to help each other when it comes to life. And hopefully we will get some of these interviews scheduled in alignment so that you guys can hear some of the information that they have to share, and it will be helpful. If I don't get, if we don't get an interview soon, I will be the first one, similar to now, speaking, but I will just give you uh, my life path, which I wouldn't discredit. I think it's got enough in it to help some people. But yeah, for sure, it's going to happen, and there will be others that's going to share some information to help you guys that are interested. So I appreciate it, and we're going to close this out. It's quick and simple. Uh, Chance versus change, and that's it. That's all we got. And please hit the comments, and let's engage and talk more, because we're going to get into more and more things. Trust me.